Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I see everybody's good today. I am on time. I actually said 2:30, but I ended up having I had to eat some lunch. I got a haircut, everybody. So if everybody wants to see the haircut, they're more than welcome to see the haircut. I got my haircut, so if anybody wants to see me, I did get a haircut. I am in the middle of cleaning up a little bit, so I did get a haircut, but as you can see, it's really short. I hope you guys all like it. It looks different than what you guys normally see. Normally you don't see my face, but I did want to show the haircut. So I do like it being a little shorter, so that's good. So today we have a new product. And I got this set of 80 Parkoo markers. They are art markers. They're dual tips. I got these for about $30. There's 80 of them. They're alcohol based. I bought these after seeing them on Anne's channel from A Colorful Life. So always make sure you swatch them out. So I haven't even swatched them. I just got them in last night. How do you unzip these? Okay, you have to snap them. Apparently you have to snap it. So there's 80 of them. They're beautiful markers. I'll bring it closer. So, yes, we got 80 markers. These came to be about $30. There was a coupon for them when I purchased them. I do not believe that coupon exists anymore. So, so the first thing we'll be doing is swatching them. And you'll notice that they have numbers. And this is one of my favorite colors in markers, which is potato brown. So this is 103. And the color is potato brown. Because these are alcohol-based markers, I have to put a paper behind my paper. We are doing a swatch of the markers. There's 80 of them. And as you notice on the nibs, they say fine and brush. Here's the fine end. And here's the chisel. Most markers you will get come with either a nib and a chisel. Sometimes you get markers that have what we call a brush. Hi, Heather. How are you guys? We are swatching my new Parkoo markers, and then we're going to color, hopefully, in Fantastic Beauties. And we're going to use the Parkoo markers in there. The next color is 24, and this is Marigold. Now, I know I should have probably done the swatching beforehand, but in order for you guys to get a real understanding of it, this is how I swatch. So, hold on, guys. I'm just going to go in a little bit. Oh, I'm so glad you're using that because I'm so glad it's being used. The next color is number 62, Marine Blue. Now, some of you may have seen Anne swatching it, but I prefer to swatch in my swatch book because it just, so then when I need to refer to something, I can go back in my swatch book and see the colors. That's a very vivid blue. You look at how blue that blue is. That's a really vivid 62 Marine Blue. And they snap on really easy. Unlike other markers, they have this hold on them, which I really, really like. And they feel really comfortable. We are reviewing the Parkoo markers. These are the 80 set that I. So this is bronze green, which is number 42. Yes, we're actually reviewing a product live. No one said I was supposed to come in at 2:30, but I had to eat my lunch, and so I just wanted to, give myself enough room. 52 deep green. To me, it's important to make a swatch chart because then you know exactly what colors look like what. This is raw umber 102. Raw umber is a weird color because either it comes out really red, really brown, or like brownish red. That comes out more brown. So that way you guys can see better. Maybe my light wasn't working correctly. This is warm gray 5, warm gray WG05. And remember, whenever you use alcohol markers, to put something behind them that will protect the page behind it, because otherwise they bleed through. And let's see how much they bled through. As you can tell, they've bled through quite a little bit. 1,014,000. Number 22, French vermilion. These are oranges, basically. But sometimes you get vermilion's an interesting color because sometimes it can look like a red, sometimes it can look like an orange. So it depends on the marker brand itself. That looks more like an orange to me. Yeah, these were nice. I got them on a little bit of a discount. Cool gray C61, and this is what I like about this this swatch book is that it's on Create Space paper, so I get a general idea of what my colors look like on that paper. Since I have a lot of books on Create Space paper, so it's sometimes better to have it cool gray. Silver, and this has no name. Let's see what the silver looks like. That is very metallic-y. So that's for silver. A pink 138. Mint green light. Now you'll see this color in a lot of sets. And a lot of times they go blue, sometimes they turquoise. It's a really weird color, this one. If you guys want, I have put together all my finished pages for the month. So after we color, if you guys want to see my finished pages, you can. because I didn't do a video yet, but I just finished putting it all together, you know, the books together. CG9, Cool Gray 9. That's okay, Rosemary. '88 Purple Gray. It's like a pink. I don't know why they call this a gray when it looks like a pink from the cap. '99 Bronze. Now, sometimes markers are going to look different when you first put them down as opposed when they when you put them down, because when they dry, they look like a totally different color. 122 Fluorescent Orange. '123 Fluorescent Yellow. That looks like a greenish yellow. And the caps do not match the caps on this. I mean, they match them close enough, but not 100%. This is why you should always watch your markers or your pencils, because sometimes, you know, the barrels can be misleading. 53 Turquoise Green. Get the benefit of watching me swatch these. They open nicely and they close nicely. 126 Fluorescent Pink. Baby Blue number 66. So now we get into some of the blues. Oh, that blue is very vivid. Pops. Baby Blue. Emerald Green. So how is everybody doing? How has everybody been coloring? I know that there's a lot of people doing diamond painting this weekend because of the Diamond-thon, or the Sparkle-thon as they call it, which is basically diamond painting. So number WG4, Warm Gray 4. Green gray. G3. Whether they have a number next to it usually means there's more than one color in the set. $100 is walnut. $11 is carmine. I'm sorry, I'm not as fast as Anne is. When Anne did her review, she was like, shh, 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 on that paper. But you know, when you build a swatch chart, it's really, really important to build a swatch chart so you know what colors you're working with. 47 pale lilac. And then when I go to grab for these, I know which colors to do and put away. Lemon yellow. And, you know, I was at the store and these people just are so annoying because I was getting the food for lunch. And, you know, sometimes you get, like, my mother asks for weird things. So I'm like, oh, God, why is she being annoying? I ask to myself. But, you know, having my mother home with me is kind of screwing up with my schedule. You know, you have a certain way of doing things, and then other people, you know, when other people are home, it's kind of like all of a sudden you have to readjust your lifestyle to accommodate somebody else's. And I'm not really good at that because I'm not used to having someone else home with me on Fridays. Or, you know, it's just different to have her home now, be home with me on Fridays. So it's like, you know, having another person there. And it's like you got to kind of try and adjust to their needs too. So it's not as easy as it looks. I did get my hair cut late yesterday, so it was really nice. If you had been here for the very, very beginning, you guys would have seen the haircut. So, number 57, turquoise green light. So, these are really nice colors. Before I bought this set, I was actually considering buying another set of markers called Molinelli, which were about the same price. So it was like, well, what do I buy? The thing that has a lot of colors in it that I don't know, or something that I've seen the colors. So I bought these because these were a little better priced. So it came on down a little bit with the price. Royal blue. And these have very nice grip. And would I call these budget friendly? Yes. These are budget friendly marker. Can you refill these? Probably not. Probably. Now we'll give you a hint. If you have Copics whose colors are close enough to this, then I would say yes, you can refill them with Copic ink, but I wouldn't recommend it. But only if you know the color scheme. 2 is old red. Blue Gray, BG1. Hi, Kim. We are right now. We are swatching my new Parkoo markers, and we all know who enabled these, Kim, right? Miss Kim was there when this person showed that her doing them, right, Kim? We know who enabled these. Oh, come on, the enabler. If there's enough time, we'll do my finished pages for the month of January. I finally put together all the books in one pile in my room, so I have them now out there. Indian Blue 64. Kim, you're too much. That's too much. Melon Yellow. Lavender 83. I started watching Sabrina Part 3. I really like the series. Kind of like where they're going with it this season. Kind of curious to see where they end with it because it's taken some really weird and interesting turns. It's one of the few remakes that I actually like that they did. I will actually tell you why I like the remake as almost as much as I like the original one with Sarah with what's her name? Now, when I was younger, I watched the original Sabrina the Teenage Witch on TV. So, and I really liked it because it was funny, it was quirky, it was different. You know what I mean? Now, when they made the new series, I was not a fan at first when I heard they were remaking Sabrina. Um, and here's my issue when they do remakes. They have to make them different. They can't make them exactly the same. And what they did with the Sabrina, the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, is that they totally redid it, and they did it in a way that was smart. And they based it, instead of it being sitcom-y, they based it more on a horror aspect, which I totally appreciate and respect because it makes it different. And they take a lot more risks with sexuality and other things in it. So I think that's one way that we never talked about those things on the show, on the original show. They're telling a story and it's really good. Turquoise blue, the way they do it. When you're telling a story, you want to tell it differently than the people who did before. I mean, it doesn't have as many episodes, like let's say 24 episodes, but they pack a whole lot of story. And this is one way that I like streaming better than I like regular TV because they have a short amount of time to tell a story that's really good with quality. Cool Gray 6, CG6. CG6. I so far haven't come across skin tones, which is making me a little sad because I like marker sets to have skin tones. But when you do remakes, they have to be different. They can't be the same. Yay for you, Kim. Burnt orange, 93. Who here's happy that I'm not diamond painted? I think she meant swatched. Cool Gray 4, CG4. Rose red. All right. You know me, I love my reds. And I go through my reds probably quicker than any other marker. I will say my skin tones and my reds are what I go for. And I would definitely say that I am a marker maniac. I am a pencil hole. It just means people who use up a lot of stuff. So. Number 72, Napoleon Blue. You know, they come. I think the problem with diamond painting, Cam, for you is that there's so much of it now online that you see the community doing it so much that you're like, I wish you were doing this stuff more, because, you know, coloring channels are getting into it now. Happy Saturday, Miss May. We are watching out my new set of markers right now, the Parkoos. Miss Ann did a review. Vivid reddish purple, 86. Can I guys show you something that I've been working on, guys? I'm going to show you something that I've been working on. You guys don't get that I'm not doing anything. We'll fix whatever fell down later. Yes, it is live now. This is what I've been doing with my diamond painting, guys. So I'm going to take the plastic off just so you can see what I've done so far of my diamond painting from Amazon. This is what I've done so far with the beads, stuff like that. So I've done a lot of stuff in the beads. Yeah, but this is what you call a full one, May. It's not as easy as the first one was. Reddish purple. So we are testing out my new Parkoo markers. Fluorescent coral red. That was a huge one. I'm going to have to do that downstairs, Miss May, because I'm going to do a few videos on it, I think. I think I'm going to have to bring that one downstairs to my kitchen table to do it. 121 fluorescent coral red. I didn't realize they come in that big of a size. And I will say this, that watching Rachel Ray's channel is dangerous for me right now, Miss May. I will not watch your channel again. I already did my taxes. Thank you very much, Miss Sheila. 75 dark blue light. These are very bright. Only thing I'm wishing that they had more skin tones in this set. I'll tell you the truth. If you guys are ordering budget-friendly markers, you don't really need anything more than 100, in my opinion. Anything more than 100 is excessive. Dark yellow. I've had sets that are more than 100. And I'll tell you right now, I think that's excessive. 31 dark yellow. And I just found out about Rachel Ray. I forget from whom, but I was watching another diamond painting channel. You know, now I'm getting into that, Miss May. So now I'm starting to watch other people's channels. I think, was it Miss Coffee that told me about Rachel Ray? Or someone. And then she showed one of the new releases. And I'm like, I have to have that book. I have to have that. So I'm like, oh, that painting. BG5, Blue Gray 5. BG5. Yes, I am going to need a second page to do my colors. It's not to say that her channel isn't good. I like her channel. I like Rachel Ray's channel, Miss May. I think it's really, she's a really fun person to watch on. Guys, if you haven't, there's a diamond painter. If you guys are into diamond paintings, her name is Rachel Ray. She's fantastic, guys. I don't have the link right now to her channel. I have a blotted page so it doesn't go through. I don't know if this is acid free. It's a Create Space paper, 84 Pastel Violet. This is a swatch book, Sheila, so. That means we've done 50 so far on one page, because it's 50 per page. So that's the first page. I know, Miss May, so. She is a lot of fun to watch. $166 Mango Net. This is a new color that they supposedly found somewhere, but I'm like, I've never even heard of this color until recently. Yes, thank you, Miss May. Let's see if you guys want to see her her stuff. She does some really fun stuff. I just started watching her. And of course, she had to do those diamond art previews, Miss May. Coral Red. I particularly like fantasy stuff, you know, so that's what I gravitate towards, you know. Unicorns, mermaids, fairies, angels, things like that. Now, don't get me wrong, I have a good thing for horror. I don't mind horror so much. 120 black. I do watch her actually, Miss May. That's how I found out about Miss Rachel Ray. Blue Gray, BG7. You know, it's funny because I watched Miss Coffee first. It was Shalene and Ann that were talking about Miss Coffee. I believe one of them. Then I found out through Ann about Miss Coffee, and then through Miss Coffee, I found a whole lot more diamond painters than I ever thought that I would. And you know, for me, I never thought I would get into diamond painting, but I've actually found that I actually like it. That's not to say that there aren't. You know, I like coloring too, but number 49 pastel green down. This looks like a yellow, so this is going to be interesting to see what this color looks like because it says it's a green, but yet it looks like a yellow on the cap. So maybe like a yellowish pastel green. Hi, everybody coming in. So I hope everybody's doing well today. Today we're pastel green. So you guys get this right when I get this stuff. So, and the price tag I think is about $40 for these markers. You know, it's a funny thing because that process is really fun. It's I find it very relaxing because you can do it at your own pace. Green Gray 7, GG7. I never thought I was going to like it. And then I found out. I think part of the process is doing things that you truly enjoy. Light Violet 82. Remember, when these dry, they look totally different. WG7, Warm Gray 7. Hello, Crafting with Christy. How are you? I don't believe I've seen you here before. Today we're coloring. Yet the last two streams we've diamond painted. So, oh, number 47, Grass Green. Dark Green 51. What do you think, Robin? One partial done from Amazon. Two more partials I bought. Another DP that I'm currently working on from Amazon. A Victoria Moon DP. Two Diamond Art Club Diamond Art Club paintings. One on the way. Another one from Amazon. So do you think I'm a diamond art? Do you think I'm a diamond paint convert, Miss Robin? Dark green. Pale green, 59. Well, does that mean I'm going full throttle, May? Oh, Miss Robin, if you started deep diamond painting, you'd absolutely love it. It's so calming and relaxing. I feel so much more relaxed when I do my DP. Though my mother can't find the fascination. She says, oh, that would drive me crazy. Oh, you know those little dots that you do? She says, oh, that would drive me crazy. Peach, number 18. So let's see if this is a skin tone. No, this is more like a pink color. Wine red, 1. I liked your shower lady, Miss May. That shower lady was beautiful. The DP that you did that helped explain things to people. Cherry pink, number 5. And yes, I am but I still love coloring. You know, this is still a coloring channel. Ooh, that's like a darkish reddish pink. That may look different. Number 10, deep red. Well, they were a little cheaper. They were actually very cheap. So, you know, I shouldn't use that as the basis for my thing. 28 fruit pink. So, do you like both, or do you prefer one over the other? Olive green, 41. I finished the DPs. I just realized when I finish them with the DPs, I'm going to have to get frames so I can hang them up on my walls and put them in a nice frame. 76 sky blue. The thing I'm realizing about this set is that there's not a whole lot of skin tones in it. I would have preferred one less gray. That's okay, because I like both too, and I'm just a recent convert. I started this channel originally for books a few years ago. Never did anything with it, and then I got into coloring, and since I already had the YouTube channel, I used that to help me share my hobby. And then all of a sudden, I started loving rose diamond painting suddenly because I saw so many people. I have one that I really, really like that I use. It's somewhere like in here. I like my dragon diamond paint, is the one that I'm currently using, so I can find it right now. I have one that I like, so don't worry about that. Yes, I did find one that I used. Now I can't find it. I was using it earlier today. It's really weird and interesting because I was using it earlier today. Oh. Yes, I found one I liked. This was a really pretty one that I liked. This is the diamond pen I got. I got it at I got it at Drill Frenzy Pens. It's a really beautiful pen. It's very affordable. So this is Rose Beige number 97. Got me off on a tangent. Raw Silk 134. And there's a color in Copic markers called Raw Silk. There's some nice, you know where you get nice pens? Jim's Handmade on Etsy. Drill Pensy Friends has a few of them too. So that's where you can get nice diamond drill pens. So that's your skin tone, which is Raw Silk. Ice Blue number 65. I didn't change the order of the pens or the markers. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty. And Robin, these were only like $30 with the coupons. So it depends on the kind. And I will tell you that if you want a nice DP, it's going to be a little bit of money. So they're not cheap, Robin, either. So just keep that in mind if you really, really want to do one. Gold. I'm not an enabler. I just inform people. I'm an informer. Thank you very much. Okay, this is gold. I'm not a fan of that color. This one is Caribbean Blue 63. No, Cerulean Blue. Have I shown any new books today? Gold, Deep Yellow, number 32. We have a whole bunch of books to go through, Miss Michelle, that I finished this month. If anybody wants to see those. I've not enabled anybody today. Spring Dim Green, 174. Dirty 6 Cream. And this chart is done. I'll probably after the stream post it to my Facebook group and put it up on my Facebook group for the members to get free, because when I make charts, I like to give them to my to the members of my group so they have an idea if they want to buy them. They have an example of what they look like on the paper that a lot of people. I think it depends on the person. It's just like a coloring book. Not every coloring book is going to be right for you. Not every DP is going to be right for you. Lori, have you thought about doing partial DPs where it's not the full picture? We'll do a small one to see if maybe you would like something smaller, because they do have them. 182 Frost Blue. And the final one, number 29, which is Barely Baked, which is also a skin tone. So they only gave us 2 skin tones in this set, which makes me a little kind of sad, because I would have preferred, really, a partial's still too tedious for you. Interesting. See? This is a skin tone, but this is like darker skin tone if you want to do a darker skin tone. But for me personally, I like skin tones that I can do. I would have liked to have done, I would have preferred 2 more skin tones over the metallic. So that's, okay, so this is what they look like. After the stream on my Facebook group of Grace's Coloring Corner, so that way they can get the chart themselves free if they do. So we made a chart, so now we know what the colors look like. So where did I pick that? I have a picture already picked out in this book. So yeah, I know what you mean, like not enough. Hold on. Not enough skin tones. Don't get me wrong, I think they were trying to do well with when they were doing the. I'm going to tell you something. All the images in these books are beautiful, and I get to do them again because they give me 2 copies of each image. So, what color should we make our hair? Should we make her blonde or brunette? I'm thinking potato brown. I don't know why, but I like my girls brown hair, like myself. So, thinking maybe brown hair. This is from by Demita Victoria. You can get it on Amazon. It's a very, very affordable book, and it's a grayscale coloring book. The only problem with this book is that it's on Create Space paper. No. Hold on, guys. Something's wrong with the camera. I can't get it to stay still. This is what happens when one of the things does not want to cooperate with you. There we go. We'll do it. And we're using the potato brown, and we're using Parkoo markers. The only bad thing about these books is that the gel pens take a really long time to lay down. For whatever reason, I have a problem using the gel pens on this paper. And the thing is, I like using markers and grayscale because, let's face it, it's just easier to, for me personally, it's easier for me to color grayscale with marker. I can color it with pencil, but there's a couple of reasons why I would color grayscale with pencil. Number one, the paper. Depending on the paper and the book. Like if it's Create Space, I find that markers go down easier on Create Space paper. I don't know why. That's just practice and error. Or sometimes it's practice and error. But once you get used to a certain way, you're an angle that works for you, you'll start learning how to get that angle more often. For me, I'll sometimes wrestle with my tripod 5 or 6 times before I get the angle just right for filming. So it's not always as easy as it looks. You guys don't mind if there's something else I want to bring out while I'm doing this. I just thought of getting them out. But they're going to be for later. I haven't tested them yet. But some of you may have seen it in yesterday's. Some of you may have seen them in yesterday. These are for later, so maybe we'll use those for later. We'll just put those to the side. Oh no. Don't you hate when you stream it? For those of us who stream it, when you get it, oh, your connection is unstable. I just hate when I get that button because I'm like, oh no, please don't tell me that. But I'll tell you right now, I have all of this room. I have all of Demeter Victoria's coloring books except one, and that's the Mandela book. The only one I don't have is the Mandela. Yes, she has a Mandela book. It's the only one I don't own yet. I think part of it is also experimenting with your space when you're coloring with something. You know what I mean? You need to calculate how much space you need for your recording device if you use one. I don't use a recording device. What I have is my voice. So my voice is loud enough that I can carry it without having to use a microphone. If I had a microphone, I would be too loud. That's just me on a personal opinion. This might end up being a long stream because we spent a little bit of time swatching the. It is easier to do single-sided books on camera because, but the thing is, when you do big projects like some of the diamond paintings are going to be big, so I'm going to have to start going back downstairs and do them downstairs because some of them are so big that I cannot do them up here. Like smaller diamond paintings, I can do up here, but the big ones, like the Diamond Art Club, the Victoria Moon one that I have, I'm probably going to do those all downstairs. I do too. I like potato broth. I'm trying to find a color in Copic that matches this because I always run out of this color. It's kind of funny. The four colors that I always, well, I should say, I always run out of my skin tones first, my reds, and my potato brown. Those are the colors that I run out of the fastest whenever I use my markers. This is not including the Copic because usually those I have refill, the colors that I use the most in the Copic. So, but I have put on hold actually my subscription for Sketchbox next month. I'm probably going to put it on hold for the next 3 months until the end of, so a little after May. After May, I'll probably resume my subscription, but I'm just putting it on hold for 3 months because. Hi, Eden. This is Fantastic Beauties by Demeter Victoria. It's a grayscale coloring book. Now, they don't bill it as a grayscale, but when you open up the images, it is such a grayscale book. Because when you look at the previews online, it looks more like a regular, but they have the back cover, which doesn't give you the true image of what they look like. All her books are grayscale, with the exception of the Mandela book, which I do not own. Interesting. But if you're a person who does a lot of people, you're going to run out of skin tones first. Lower face. I like this color. Now, if you're a person who does florals or nature, you're probably going to run out of greens, browns, and pinks first. Ladies and gentlemen, my first go at these. Now, these are chameleons, changing color, fine liners. Now, I've never used one of these before. They came in my sketch box the other day. Look how tiny they are. Look how tiny they are. These are red. This is a Sketchbox Signature fine liner. I also got these. Look how tiny it is. Not everything colors well over white. I've learned that firsthand. Baby blue. Well, you know, I have a beautiful fascination with her drawings these days. Like, I love Demita Victoria. She's become one of my new favorites. Grass green. A Soho white pencil. Coral red. Thank you, Miss May. Miss May knows I do a lot of flip throughs. I also did a flip through of our other books. I just haven't gotten the Mandela book. She has one, guys, so keep that in mind. You'll see why I'm doing this now. Then we're going to take the skin tone of Raw Silk. And remember, because this is grayscale, all the shading is done for you. You don't have to worry about the skin not being done for you. These are really juicy, which I like. Nice juicy markers, an important thing when you're having markers. And you see, I didn't have to do much with it because of the grayscale. The grayscale did the work for me as far as shading. See how different the color comes out because you just know that you don't have to work as hard when you do skin with gray scale. Why did I say that? And now we're going to use a red fine liner from the signatures sketch boxes. Yep, this is the signature sketch box. So these work very well on this paper. So that's a positive. Doing with the chameleon. Guess what? The book showed up. I'm so glad because I thought they said it came, but the post office. I don't want to say anything bad about the post office because I use them quite a lot. But what happens here with them is that they'll say they'll deliver it before it comes delivered. No. You don't get the blue pen that way. Then we get the little thing. These don't work too well. The chameleon changing color pens don't work. Some of the colors don't work as well on this paper as others. So I'll keep that in mind for next time. Make that glue. Make that light blue. Just trying to find the right glue. Yes, he got his book finally. Then we have pale lilac. Good. I'm so glad because, they said they delivered it, and I'm like, why hasn't it gotten there? But then my post office does this to me all the time. I'm waiting for a package from Amazon. They'll say it's delivered when my doorman haven't gotten it. And sometimes it never comes for like 2 or 3 days before they'll say they deliver something 2 or 3 days before it comes, and then it doesn't get delivered. And I'm like, where did it go? Hey, Kimmy, how are you? Red is carmine. Ice blue or baby blue? Grass green. Carmine. And balloon, turquoise balloon though. This is from Demita Victoria's Fantastic Beauties. It is a really nice book. It is very affordable. Glue sticks are important for paper crafts. And Miss May, you know who's responsible for these, right? We call her the enabler. That's really good, Lori. How have I enabled you? I don't tell you to go out and buy things, Miss Michelle. Parkoo. Parkoo, Miss May is how you spell the markers. Yes, they are her favorite. She loves those markers. My favorites are still my Copics, but for certain things, I do like the budget-friendly markers. And what's funny is I'll even say this that sometimes the tips on these markers are better than the tips on the expensive ones. From where do you want to get one, Michelle? Amazon, Diamond Art Club, Victoria, Moon Paint by Diamonds, AliExpress. Although right now I wouldn't buy a DP from AliExpress because most of this stuff comes from China. So you know what's going on with China and the coronavirus. I would not take a chance buying anything right now from AliExpress because of the coronavirus. Then I'll do the pale lilac again. That's good, but you know, when you also go there, Michelle, I would recommend buying a small little accessory kit just so you could have the accessories so you could just, you know, if you run out of stuff in your original diamond kit, that you'll have the roll and you have the place to put all your diamonds. My recommendation is get a small one, Michelle, like a partial, like the one that I did, the unicorn one. Something similar, you know, something similar in size, so you don't feel like you're buying a whole lot, and then if you don't like it, you don't feel like you've wasted your money. Or something like May's Shower Lady that she did on her channel. I'm gonna tell you guys something. I used up all my Arteza Everblends and I used up my Les Mouchels, so I was able, because I did that, I was able to get the Parkoo, so I could get away with doing that. I will not be getting my Arteza Everblends again. I did not like them. I had a couple of issues with them, so. Well, that's just me personally, guys. If you guys want to use them, and that's up to you, but I didn't like them, the Everblends, but that's a personal thing. It's not a thing that just didn't work for me. I know a lot of people who like them. That's fine by me if they like them. Yeah, you should get a starter accessory kit because those things are nice to have just so you can have the additions without having to, you know, go crazy. I went a little crazy, but I went a little crazy after I got my first one because I loved it so much. So no, you're not. You're proud of what you did. This is Creative Facebook, and this is not supposed to be market friendly. Keep that in mind. Rose red. Fluorescent coral red. The thing that turned me off about them, okay, there were a few things. One thing that they kept leaving yellow residue, and no matter which book I used, they even the good quality market paper. So that's the first thing. Secondly, I didn't like them because they didn't blend as well as they claimed to have blended. And and to be fair, I'm not really a person who uses my markers like that unless they're Copics, you know what I mean? But you have to understand that plus they dried up really, really fast. So I had a few issues with them, and those are my issues. But I know some people have different experiences. If you're like me and you use your markers a lot, then you're going to use them differently. And this is the bottom one that's the red one. Fluorescent coral red. Different things about. Emerald green. And Demita's books, Demita Victoria's books are only like $8 or $9, guys. So if you really want these books, only $8 or $9. So really think about that. That price point is a great price point. See, me, I like books that are single-sided. And just because books are create space paper does not mean that you should not give them a chance. I think a lot of times we get hung up in, oh, I don't like that book because it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that. So, when we judge a book, we're also judging a book based on a lot of other things. Like pink. No, I'm not. Actually, I'm not one of the streamers for that event. I wasn't even made aware of that event until earlier today, so I am not one of the streamers, unfortunately, for that next week. So happens. Vivid reddish purple. Markers shouldn't scare you guys. Don't be scared of markers. Markers are fun. No, when I learned how to use markers, after I started having using markers and then I went back to pencils, I actually found that my handwork got a lot lighter when I hold my pencils as a result of me coloring with markers. I'm still heavy-handed by nature, but I think because I went to another medium, which is a lot easier to use, and you don't have to put as much pressure on your hands when you're coloring. It's different. Emerald green. Yeah, so you could use markers in Create Space paper as long as you have a blotter page, a page that protects the page from going to the next page. But I would not recommend water markers on your Create Space books. I mean, a few people have done it, but I wouldn't recommend doing it because unless you're really good with water, I wouldn't recommend doing that with your book. So that's another thing to be careful of. Light pale lilac. I just love trying out new markers and things like that. But I also have to be, over the next few months, it isn't going to be as much stuff. I mean, there's still going to be stuff coming in, but it won't be like tremendous amount of stuff coming in. Yes, I may have gotten some money in, but I'm going to be trying to really, really cut down on my spending. So I can go on vacation in April. And we'll be using markers on the Create Space paper is wonderful. And I did see a flip through of Kirby's new book. I am not getting it. It is a beautiful book. Don't get me wrong. I think the book is beautiful, but it's not right for me. I'm not going to be getting books unless I feel that they are somewhat right for me. Well, these are the last few things that I'm buying, Kim. And I bought a dragon DP from Diamond Art Club, a very beautiful dragon, because Miss Rachel Ray showed it to me, and I fell in love with it the moment Miss Rachel Ray showed it to me. Oh, and I tell you, that Diamond Art Club, the dragon that I bought, was very pricey. I'm not going to lie. It was very, very pricey. Yes, I bought another one from Diamond Art Club. So. But I just, when you see something, you have to have it. You can blame the enabler. Okay, there won't be as many things coming in. And if anything comes in, it's probably things I need. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like, oh, I got this new book, I got this new book, I got this new book. No. And Miss Kim, didn't you say you wanted coloring today? I need a queen. Oh, that's bad. That's very funny, Kim. I like Kim. Kim is funny to be. Kim is a lot of fun to be around. You know which one I'm talking about, the dragon, right? Not the Vic Victoria Moon Dragon, but the new one that Rachel Ray showed in her preview. The orange dragon with the blue flame. Yes, the fire dragon. I wanted the other one. They had another dragon one, but they all sold out of it. The one with the dragon attacking. They sold out of it. I really would like to see that one back in stock again. Yeah, I am. That's the one I got. I am. You see, Miss Renee gets me. Miss Renee understands me. And remember, I got to show you all my finished pages too. I want that one. I really, really want that one. Nick, as in Nick Diamond, wants that one. I want that one too. I know. It's just really weird that that one would be sold out so fast. Some of them sell out like incredibly fast in May. It's like really just incredibly. We're almost coming to the end. This container kind of reminds me of an old container that I had a long time ago. This one is called Blue Gray. How is that even possible that it's sold out before the official release? It's stunning though, Nay. Okay, I could see that. No, it's not finished yet because I got to color in the background. I guess to see, how the fantasy ones will do, but I heard someone say that a lot of the things that people want is more fantasy stuff. I know the Hannah Lynn stuff does very well in Diamond Article. Now, guys, here's the thing about diamond paintings. Right now, I wouldn't buy anything from AliExpress because of the coronavirus coming around in China, even though they say, oh, everything's guaranteed to be safe. But I wouldn't buy anything from AliExpress for at least, until the coronavirus gets cleared up or whatever, just to be safe. You never know what kind of diseases come from there. That's just a thing. That's just a safety announcement, guys. And there we have done our picture in you'll notice, guys, that this is one of my favorite coloring books actually to color from right now, which is the Demeter Victoria. I love coloring from Deborah and Eula. But these are some of my favorite books to color from right now. So we did that. But so I'm going to get that done. Time for the finished pages. This is Fantastic Beauties. I took them out before the stream started. So we're going to do the finished pages so you guys can see the finished pages. Let me put away all these markers now in the container that they came in. Plus they have a little sheet where you can put the colors on, but I'm not going to do that. So this stuff off of the desk. Then when I'm done, I'll put back my diamond painting that I was working on. So we're going to be doing my finished pages now. Yes, this is going to be a little longer than 2 hours, so. Sorry, I have to take a sip of my drink. So this is this book, so this is what I colored this month. Some of you know this was one of my first pictures that I did in this. The skin tone ran out in the markers that I was using, so I had to use pencil to clean it up. This is from the Fantastic Beauties. I also use some gel pen. You guys can't really see the gel unless you look on it. So I do like my gels, but I find gel pens don't work very well. This was a more recent one. Some of you saw. So I did that one. This one we did this month. I actually did this in a lighter blue, but then the lighter blue died on me. This blue died on me from the marker set, so I was stuck. So I wanted to keep it this color, but then I got stuck, so I was like, okay, I have the darker blue. So I can use the darker blue to finish it. Then I did this one. I fell in love with this one. This one was reds and browns. I was trying to do a red and brown one theme here for my picture. So that's what I did in this book for this month. This has become one of my favorite illustrators. And they're in no particular order because they're not in the order I did them. I don't know why, but every time I do that, I always am doing something. Then we have Slavic Beauties. This is a pencil coloring book. So this one is the first one. This is not Queens of Poland. This is the first one. I did this one with Christmas and Poplos. Wanted something light and airy. That's what I did that one with. Then I did this one, and I had such a hard time with the cat. I was trying to make the cat's fur come alive. As you can see, I could not do the cat's fur correctly. I was trying to do the fur. It didn't come out too good, the fur. even I don't do great at fur. Big Fairies. Color in Heaven Gothic Fairies. I just finished this one last night. The skin tone did not work very well for me. Everything worked well until I did the skin. So, skin did not work well. Kind of had a green and orange theme going here and then. Yeah, they are hard to color for whatever reason. Animals are always hard to color for me. So, that was that one. Jade Summer, 100 Magical Patterns. I finished this one last night as well. So we did this one with markers. We did this one with Cali Arts and the red Blick marker. That's what we did with that one. This one should not be in there. We didn't finish anything in his. I got one in there. I didn't finish anything in that book. Okay. The Art of Mandala 2 by Jason Hamilton. I did this one, and this is the first one I've ever done in this book. And this was for Color Your Horde. So I did this one. This one counts for Color Your Horde, which is for 2020. I did this one. I like doing this one. I just thought it was a fun one to do. Kind of reminded me of trying to do green leaves and Christmassy. I guess that one didn't just take very well. The next one is Fairies 3 by Christine Karen. Many of you know this book, and I did this one. I did this one with many different markers. I can't remember which markers I used because I didn't write it down. Mosaic Mandela by Sunlight Drawing. Now, some of you know this is my first Sunlight Drawing book. So I did this one, which is also the first one I ever did in this book, so it counted for Color Your Hoard. And then I did this one with yellow, orange, and green. So I did that with Cali Arts. Now another new favorite book of mine. Now I did quite a few pictures in this book this month. This is called Big Fantasy Coloring Book by Molly Harrison in grayscale. So this one I did with markers. I just love the way this one came out. I love her images. So that one I did with Cali Arts. This one I did with Copics. So it's quite easy to remember that I did this one with Copics because everything flowed beautifully with this markers in this one. This one I did too with Copics. That one I did as well. Then I did this one. I just like the contrast of the colors. So I did that one. Chibi grayscale. The only one I finished was this little French girl. A lot of you remember this little French girl because Anne did this little French girl, but I did mine with different colors and different markers. I think, what did I use? Not the Cali Arts, but I used the Vianos with this one. And I think the skin tone was Winsor and Newton. Beautiful Women. Another Demeter Victoria one. Yep. Okay, here's this one. I did this one. It's very similar to her other books. So here's her. I did this one with a lot of things in it. So I did two different styles. Then I did this one. And this one was hard because the bling, I'll tell you right now, this one has a tremendous amount of bling on it. And the bling was extremely hard to put down. The gel pen did not go down well on this. It was hard to go down on it. And then I'm also currently, you guys must know, I'm currently working on this one. This is one I've started. I have not done any more work on it, but this is one that I'm kind of in the middle of. So I like that one. Then I did one in this. I'm trying to remember which one. I did one in this and now I can't find it. Well, maybe I was working. This is the one that I'm working on. So, don't know why I can't find the picture that I did. This book is very much Alfonso Mucha style, so if you like that. Beautiful Dresses by Jade Summer. Yes, I have a fascination with Jade Summer also. I did this one. I like the way this one came out. I used gel pens and markers together. But you can see where I did the gel pens as the part of the background. It was like do a pink and red thing. So then I also did this one. This one didn't come out as well because the markers started to die on me a little bit in the background. That's what happens when markers die. 101 unique mandalas. We did this one with markers and gel pens. You guys really can't tell the gel pens unless you go up and see the shiny, shiny. And then I did this one. I think I did this with the last of my Les Mouchot markers. Sophistication Lady Portraits. This is another grayscale book. I have a great deal of fascination. This is an old-fashioned pinup girl. An older book. Then I did this picture, which I'm not too happy about this because the markers kept blotting in and out and they didn't want to work very well for me. So you can see, stripped. That's not good. Marked in ink, a tattoo coloring book. Now, when do you guys ever see me do tattoos? I really don't. But this one drew itself to me. I posted this one on Instagram and it got a lot of views, so I was really happy with that. So I like the way this one came out. But it was different. Then I did Renaissance by Shintaka Hara. This is the very first one that I've done, and as you can tell, I'm working on the one before it. But this is the one that I actually finished, the one that I actually liked. And I did that for Color Your Hoard 2020. Oh, we have the diamond painting up there on the side. Your coloring month is like my reading month, Grace. I know, I get a lot done. I will say that. The coloring book for grown-ups. Now, this is an old, very old coloring book because I still have the price on it that I paid for it, but I actually paid less than that for it. This is a mandala. And you don't see me coloring this too often because this is what you call a bumper book or a starter book for people who like to color. Don't know at the time any better. So that was that. Fairy Portraits coloring book by Samantha J. Lewis. Now, I don't know if it was Samantha Oswald that turned me onto this book, but the pictures in this book are really funny and interesting, but they could also be considered naughty, if you know what I mean. So this one I did with markers. I think this one I did with the last of my Everblends. Yeah, I think I did that with the last of my Everblends, and I did this one recently with my Cali Arts. Then the next one I did is Spellbinding Images, a Grayscale Fantasy Coloring Book, Beginner's Edition, Volume 2. Now, here's the thing about Nikki Burnett. Her books, if you get the grayscale ones, the beginners, they like the paper in the Kristen Karen book. So this is what I did here. So if you like steampunk, you could kind of like this book. Fairy Portraits by Selena Fanac. I did this one with markers and gel pens. You can tell how shiny. I like shiny wings. So you guys can see just the shiny in it. Art Over Madness by Krista Tessier. I did this one with markers. I did see them, but they're just like, oh god, I just paid all that money for the dragon one. So, Mermaid Hair, Queens of the Sea by Deborah Mueller. Some of you have seen this one. I really like this one. I love the red hair. I thought it was pretty, and I wanted a blue background with some green. Thing like that. Oh, and then we get Sakums and Natural Enchantment. Sakums Natural Enchantment coloring book. And the picture that I did is this lovely little girl with the brunette hair. So I did this all in markers. Enchanted Faces by Hannah Lynn. I did do one Disney, but because I'm not going to do the Disney because I'm afraid I'll get copyright striked if I show the Disney. Then I did this one. This one I did with both pencil and marker. I had actually started it with pencil and then I finished it with marker. So I thought that just be nice. That one. Yes, my coloring month is a very busy coloring month. I'm not going to lie. My coloring month is busy. That's not even, this doesn't even include all the whips. Too much. Too much. Dark Fantasy Special by Inez Guerrero. I did this one completely in marker. Some of you saw this on the thing. The two Lily the Witch. So that's that one. Queens of Poland, and many of you know that we did this one on a live stream. So we did this all in pencils. Everybody knows that this is the first one I did, so it also counts for Color Your Hoard. Yes, they will. I had people come up to me and say that they did do it. My coloring book collection too. We have Lucia. So you guys can see that it is also Glitter Central. It's just probably because they haven't gotten it around to you. Then we did this one, Amethyst, which I really like, blonde hair girl. Then we did Karen. Jade Summer again. Grayscale Cute Fairies. As you can probably tell, I did a lot of work by how many things are in there. We did this one with markers. I don't remember which markers. So I used a lot of different things, and then I used gel pens a little bit in here. Then I did this one. Didn't she? Then I did this one. The fairies. I don't understand how it works. Then I did this one. I like this one. She came out really, really cute. That one came out really cute. Fairies 2 by Christine Karen. Look at that. Clover Fairy. Crown Fantasy Queens, another book that I color quite a lot in. I'll tell you the truth, I color a lot in the Deborah Mueller books. I color a lot in the Demita Victoria books. And I color a lot in my Michael Gelina books. So it depends on the things. I need to start working in my romantic country books a little bit more. I did this girl. She's really cute. I did this with no gel pens. Kind of trying to do everything in order, but then there were pictures I didn't like and other pictures I liked more. This one I started and then I stopped and then I resumed back this month. You know, you ever stop doing a picture and then you start doing it again? This one I did. I like this one too. This one I liked because the hair was so different. Adorned Fairy Hair. Another W. Mueller book. I like this book a lot. Here's the little red head. The little glitter. You see the glitter. Let's see the glitter. I did just a little glitter. I didn't do a whole lot. Then I did this one. Then I did this one. The background gave me some problems because it started. I don't know. There was something weird that happened with the paper in this book. Because the paper is starting to do something weird with it. It peels a little bit. It's just crazy. Mermaids, Grayscale, coloring book by Jade Summer. Like I would not color in this book. I did this one. I did this one. I finished this one at long last. And then I did this one. I ended up finishing up using my Les Michaux ones for this one. And the last coloring book that we have is the Princess Coloring Book by Jade Summer. Now, I don't color in this too often. Grayscale one is better, in my opinion. I have the new fairies one, the new fairy coloring book, the one in grayscale. Yeah, they came out with one, Michelle. That's the same version of their line art, only in grayscale. So that's the one that I did here. And I used basically Cali Art, some Copics to do this one. So that is my finished pages for January, guys. So I did quite a lot for January. I did a lot more than I thought I would. So I did a lot more pages than I thought I did. I always think I don't do a lot, and then when I get all the books together, I find that I do a lot more books than I thought. And also, if you guys want to see the finished DP, that's my bed, all the stuff on it. So I will zoom in. It's right there by my bookshelf. That's what I have it hanging up in my room, the finished DP, which is the first DP. Yep, and you said for me to show my DP, Miss May. That's the partial one that I did. So I want to show guys that. We can't just rotate it like I rotate everything else. Sorry guys for the head trip. Sorry about that. So I wanted to show you guys that. So a lot of these books you have. So I wanted to show you guys that. So this way I could. So now I did my finished pages video too. So we could do this for pages video. Wow, 11 likes and 11 people in chat. So that's what we did for January. It was an impressive month. I will say that. Depends on how you label it, because when I get asked to upload my flip throughs, I'm told, oh, is this video for kids or not? And if it's not properly labeled, you can get in trouble. And sometimes they say, well, this video should be labeled for over 18 because it's not suitable for all advertisers. So sometimes they do give me a little heads up to change the settings in some of my videos when I do my flip throughs now. My original did not do originally when I was uploading, that was not the case. You could just upload videos and not have to restrict them. So it depends on the content and what you're doing in your videos. So thank you guys for coming. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will see you next weekend. Hopefully Friday I don't have to work. I'll let you guys know if I have to work. Friday is diamond paintings. Saturday will be color and chats. So that's the way that we're working it this month. Friday DP, Saturday coloring. So that way it does do that, Michelle, but then when you go forward and upload the current stuff that you have, you still have to do that. So guys, thank you for coming, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. I do not know who's next until next time, so I will see you again on Friday, hopefully. Bye, everybody.